Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we're going to continue on with our Patreon picks, which means that if you're a patron, you get to actually tell me exactly the song that you'd like me to react to, and I do it. No questions asked, no exceptions. Link to the Patreon's right there if you're interested in that. Today's request comes from Charles Murphy, who says, "Hey Bryan, thanks for doing this. I'd like to hear your take on Jack the Joker, Volte Face, I believe is how that's pronounced, official music video." And I did a little bit of research on Volte Face, and it literally just means about face, to, have a change of opinion or policy or something like that. So, yeah, this is a Brazilian band. We're going to get to check this out. All right, let's see what Jack the Joker's got in store for us. Dang, just getting right into that. Really interesting time feel there. Not what I was expecting. Nice compression on the voice. They play a lot around with rhythmic elements rather than melodic. Cool. Nice little rise up on the end of that chorus rather than bringing it down. But I was really expecting that to kind of resolve into a little bit more of an uplifting feel to that. Lots of power. Not just in the riffing, not just in the drums, not just in the voices, like everything's just coming together real nicely. Even the guitar spotlight section is focused on rhythmic elements. Definitely a backbone to this song, at least. Heavy darkness here. It's a twisting kind of darkness, though. I mean, the time's just all over the place. And just like earlier, you got to mix a little bit of melody in with that rhythmic, backbone of the bands. Did I hear a little bit of jazz influence in there? Yeah. Bass only got a few bars. Like, he let people know he got the chops for it. Dang, I am digging this riff. The way it just kind of bounces between being on the beat, being on the off beat. Yeah, that's some cool stuff there. Uh, I think the first thing that just jumps out at to me is duality. The band, at the beginning, I really had them pegged down to be a more rhythmic oriented band. Um, Something more in the lines of like Meshuggah, where it's more about. I know I pull them up when I talk about rhythm, but it's such a perfect example of this, where the song is more written around how the beats feel together and how the notes fit in between but the beats, more than the notes that are actually being selected. And I really had them pegged down and being that sort of band where they're more interested in the rhythmic elements of their musical lines rather than the melodic aspects and choosing, uh, you know, interesting chord progressions and notes to play over those chord progressions. And they flipped that right on me. It didn't take that long either. The chorus, right? The chorus is beautiful. Um, Dang, I got so into wanting to talk about what I listened to. I even forgot to change the scenes there. Um, so yeah, um, they just kind of flipped that immediately, and now they got some amazing chord progressions, and the singer is just belting out these amazing. Melodic lines. The guitarists jump in on this and throw down some more melodically interesting riffs. Um, and it's just this back and forth of being rhythmically centric and then being melodically centric, and there's a little bit of crossover, but for the most part the two aspects are separate, and we see that as well in the vocals. He has this more guttural, harsher, like compressed vocals. He has a little bit of a fry going on during the verse, and then we get to the chorus and it's just angelic. And it's this back and forth between these two styles that the band can just flip on a dime, just not even think about. It just seems so effortless to them. You can see it in the bridge where they have just this really heavy pedal note. Basically, they're staying right around the same note or two, and just really messing with time feel, playing around with accented beats and odd rhythms and these short staccato notes that are just creating this chaos as far as the time's concerned, just because the rhythm is so wild and changing. And then like there's only a beat between that and the solos are elegant. I mean, there's a little bit of shred to them. There's a little bit of showmanship, but for the most part, they're very melodic and kind of carrying the narrative of the story. And yeah, it's a masterful back and forth on this. Watching these guys, showcase one aspect of their talent and then switching to another, and it's just it's a marvel to listen to. I really enjoyed it. They're obviously not the first band to try to do something like that. We've done Ginger's Pisces, where they kind of switch between two opposite. Not Pisces was a bit more of an opposite style. This is more complementary style. Two aspects of music writing that are kind of separated rather than combined. And yeah, like I said, they're not the first band to do this. Definitely not even the first band on the channel, but they just do it so well. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it is just good stuff. Uh, I I I would like to see more stuff like this on the channel. I don't think we really get enough bands that kind of cross lines and kind of showcase multiple sides. It's usually that a band has a shtick and they kind of stick with it. I know that was bad. Uh, but it's I think it's always interesting when you think you have a band pegged and then they just pull the carpet out from under you. And I know that's sort of a novelty factor because once you've experienced the switch the first time, you can't experience that first time again. You know it's coming. It's not really a switch anymore. Um, so yeah, it's a novelty factor. It really only works on a first listen, but it's still something that gets me all the time. I love having the rug swept out from under me. And unfortunately, that means I'm often chasing new experiences to get that because, like I said, you can't really get it again in the same experience. But yeah, I'd love to see more stuff like this. So yeah, thanks Charles Murphy for recommending that one. I don't believe anybody had recommended Jack the Joker at all. I don't think it was in my request list. So yeah, I'm extremely happy to see that you requested that. I'm glad that got on the channel, and I'm kind of hoping that not many people have heard it, and that this might have been their first time listening to it, and they've enjoyed it. And that's kind of what the point of this channel is, just kind of spread around new music. I'm learning about new music. Lots of y'all are learning about new music, and I just kind of dig that collaborative, collective experience of experiencing new art. That's just cool stuff. That's what we're here for. So yeah, Charles Murphy, great recommendation. I look forward to the rest of these Patreon picks. If you want to get in on this list, like I said, you can head over to the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's only $1, and you can tell me exactly what you want to listen to. All right, so that wraps this up. This is where you guys come in though. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys thought. If you've heard of these guys before, if you're going to be checking out more of their stuff, anything along those lines. Definitely new to me, and like I said, no requests for this up until now. So I don't know how many of you all actually have heard it or know about these guys. So maybe this was new for a lot of us. So yeah, if it was new for you, if you enjoyed it, put that down in the comments. And while you're down there, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I will be back tomorrow with next week's theme, which is popular requests. I had I had exactly 10 songs. Nope, I had exactly 10 bands that had over 10 requests. They were my only double-digit requests, so I threw them into a poll, and my Patreons voted on that, and we've got 5 songs lined up that are extremely popular. I mean, people have been requesting this stuff since day one. I guess just to kind of kick off some hype for tomorrow, Monday, we are reacting to Mr. Bungle. And people have been requesting that forever. When I was putting together the comment picture, it was just humongous. I mean, there's so many people wanting this band reacted to. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's kind of a taste of what we're getting into next week. Yeah, all five of these bands are just huge as far as my comment section is. So looking forward to that. So until tomorrow, you guys stay safe out there, and as usual, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to check out my videos.